As a kid, getting a Happy Meal was like winning the lottery. Not because the food was great, it's not, but because with it you received a shiny new toy. The Beast Machine's Happy Meal toys were infamous amongst Transformers fans because they were surprisingly more screen accurate than their more expensive official counterparts. So while you could spend $10 on, say, a Thrust figure, and boy does my wallet miss that price, and he kinda looked like Thrust if you squint, for the same price you could get an army of pretty darn accurate cycle drones, complete with neat burnout stands to display them. Now, I'm not trying to kid anyone. Most of these are not great, but there is a charm to them. Ronald Primal himself is sadly the weakest of the group. His beast mode head is the poster board for nightmare fuel. His transformation is simple, if not laughable, but his robot mode does get the point across with a pretty decent head sculpt that, unlike some modern figures, can actually look up while in flight. Next we have Night Scream. I'm gonna try to set aside my dislike for the character here. This is a fun little figure, actually. Like his on-screen counterpart, it's absolutely hideous, and it's a shame that his arm is perpetually stuck, as if he's doing the dog paddle. But his legs are full of movement options, so that's a plus. Transformation is slick, and the result is a bat that's been run over by a car. But it is a bat, so we'll celebrate the win. Black Arachnia is pink. Very, very pink. And there is nothing wrong with that, except she's actually sporting quite a bit of sculpted detail that unfortunately gets washed out by the color they chose. The robot mode isn't very articulated, but you can actually get her into her signature attack pose from the show, which is pretty neat. Transforming her is exactly what you'd expect, and aside from the very obvious robot head sticking out of her backside, it's a pretty good representation of her beast mode. Oh, Rat Trap, they did you so dirty on the show. The original toy was a Mega Class, if I remember correctly. So you could argue that this one is actually to scale with the rest of the Beast Machine's figures. His colors are probably the worst offense of this toy, as it follows the toy rather than the show. But the sculpted details are really good, and his transformation is great. Robot mode is sporting the look of the series, and he has some of the best and smoothest shoulder joints of the bunch. Rounding out the Maximals, we have Cheetor. The figure is almost perfect. The sculpting is great, the paint and colors are fun, but apparently he ticked off the voodoo guy from Beetlejuice because wow, look at that head. His transformation is nothing crazy, he just stands up and you flip the chest around. Then, oh sweet Primus, Cheetor, what have they done to you? The robot mode is also perpetually stuck in a squatting position, so it looks like Cheetor is either ready to pounce or riding an invisible motorcycle. Or he drank too much coffee. Hey everyone, do you like my voice? How about I read you a story? After the video, go check out Bulb, Book 1 in the Grid series by Nicholas Turner. Read to you by me. Bulb is available now on audible.com. Link in the description below. On the bad guy front, we have Megatron himself. Now, I don't know how many of you remember the original Beast Machine's Megatron toy, but when I say I like this figure better, I hope you can appreciate that statement. Now, yes, it's goofy, dumb, and for some reason they painted his dragon head blue. But to be fair, they had to accomplish a lot with this figure, and I think they pulled it off. Transformation is pretty simple, and you know what? They did it. That is Beast Machine's Megatron in all his cloaked glory. The face is spot on. The details on the cloak are all there. They even sculpted those massive robotic arms on the side. Tankor is honestly amazing. The colors are great. The sculpt is dead on. I love the vehicle mode and how you can turn the head this way and that. Plus, he actually is really fun to transform. He can't move much in robot mode, but he doesn't really need to. He also is the first Transformer I can remember that actually has a light pipe belly button. I honestly love this guy. Transforming him back and forth is really fun, and I can just hear that amazing voice coming out of him. Tankor, pulverize! Jetstorm is fantastic too. The jet mode is nicely sculpted and is just really fun to mock fly around for hunting beasties. His transformation is dead simple, as expected, and it reveals some beautiful sculpting and paintwork for the robot mode chest and head. Now yes, the feet are pretty dumb, but are they even feet? True Beast Machines fans know that Jetstorm never sang into the Sea Witch's shell, so I prefer to think of this as a built-in display stand more than anything. Last but certainly not least is easily my favorite of the bunch. Thrust was honestly just perfect. I must have had about 20 of these back in the day, as I was too old at the time according to my parents to order Happy Meals, but I had plenty of cousins that would get them and then dump them on me knowing I collected Transformers. This was the ultimate army builder in my mind, along with the rest of the Viacons, but Thrust was the most fun. He transformed incredibly fast, he just folds over, and he came with these fantastic burnout display stands, so you could place him in an action pose on the shelf. So, are these actually good? Well, no. They are objectionably terrible toys. But as I've said, I find them simple and charming, and certainly got some amusement out of revisiting them. Honestly, they are a perfect analog to Beast Machines itself. They are trying very hard to do something more than what is required of them. And while they don't quite nail it, the effort is appreciated. At least by me.
Did you like that video? Please subscribe. What are you doing? You're too polite. I just thought, subscribe or face my fury. Scourge, you're an Autobot. Oh, bite me.